Good evening, good evening, good evening. Happy Thursday. It is a thankful Thursday, and I am Nashonda Larimore, your hostess with the mostest, and welcome to an exciting episode of Transplant Talk with Nashonda on this Thursday. You already know I'm always glad to be here. I always have the best guests, and they have the best stories. So tonight will be no different. We are excited to have our guest all the way from San Antonio, Texas. That's right, we're going back to Texas. Texas and Georgia seems to be very good places for me to meet the most fabulous people. Now, not only are we going to talk about the show, but I have to do a reminder. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to make sure that everyone understands that we are Save 1,000 Lives. We are a nonprofit, and we started January. I'm sorry, we started June 2018 in honor and memory of my late husband, the wonderful, the fabulous Leonard Wayne Larimore. So if you are interested in becoming, not just interested, but if you are willing to go and become an organ donor, we ask you to simply go to Donate Life Florida, and you can click on the link. And once you fill out all that information, this special information that's down at the bottom, when they ask, how did you hear about us? You click other, and then you click on Save 1,000 Lives. So now you know I could not begin without asking everybody, where y'all from? Where's everybody from? I have a goal. My goal is to be able to get a hello, how you doing from everyone in these 50 great United States. Okay, so if you are here, go ahead and let me know where you're from. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them also. Put them there if you got questions and want to know information about our guests. Please, please, please go ahead and put that information in. And then, most importantly, you know what I need you to do? I need you to text, tell, tag, and share this information so that more people can hear about organ donation and why it is needed. And my tagline definitely now is organ donation does not only save lives, but organ donation changes lives. So if you are willing to become an organ donor, please, please, please text, tell, and tag someone about this. And, we have to get all the preliminaries out of the way. Make sure that you find us on YouTube, click that bell, that notification bell, and make sure that you follow us on our YouTube page. So without any further ado, I want to be able to bring on my guest for today. Let me tell you where I met this young man, or where I found him, right? With all the craze of social media, you have Facebook, Instagram. Um, Now you have the reels on Facebook, you have Twitter. But I saw his story on, that's right, you guessed it, the newest craze, TikTok. When I seen it, I said, "Oh my God, I have got to have you tell your story on my show." So me, bold me, went on it and sent a message to him like, "Hey, please, would you consider telling your story on my show? I would love to have you." So we actually met on TikTok, right? And so now we are here today, and you all are going to again love his story. Look at everybody coming on in. Come on in, come on in. I'm super excited. So again, my guest today is a kidney warrior, a kidney recipient, and he's also a lupus warrior. And so I hope my brother Emmett is watching, because I need to connect you all together and all my other patients or friends that have lupus. I want you to hear his story as well. So without any further ado, wait a minute, I gotta give him the red carpet. His name is Mr. Rich Thames. And Lord, please make sure I said his name right. All right, so I gotta give him the red carpet treatment because he's so fly. All right, he is fly. He's one of the flyest brothers I've met. But let me pull out the red carpet for him in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, got all the way from San Antonio, it is Mr. Rich Thames. How you doing, my friend?
Great night, Shonda. How are you?
I'm fine. Listen, I love the way you say my name because you say it so perfect. Thank you. Can you say it
Thank
again for
you.
other people?
Nice, Shonda. And I told her I knew the right pronunciation because my niece, her name is Nyla, and it's spelled with the same N-A-I beginning and the last part Shonda. So nice, Shonda. So that's how I
You
knew how to
see,
pronounce
that was
it.
perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'm sorry, the people I was waiting for, which are my parents. Hi, Dad. And my cousins, my mom, my dad, Glenn, my father, Major, and my cousins, Troy and Cecily. Hello, y'all. How are y'all doing?
Family.
Um, Absolutely. But y'all, I have to make sure that everybody knows that my parents just celebrated 51 years of
Wow.
marriage.
Wow. That's a big deal.
51 years of marriage. So y'all give my parents some love. That is 51 years being together. And they are, the best example I know of a married couple. So always, always inspired by my family, by my parents. Uh, who knows? One day I'll have that again. I don't know, but I ain't rushing. Okay. So don't hear my inbox. I'm not rushing it at all. And there's my
She
daughter. Hey,
said,
baby girl. Huh?
she said, stay out the DMs.
That's right. Don't come in the DMs. I'm good. I'm good over here. I'm good. So let's tell everybody a little bit about you, Mr. Rich. We met on TikTok. So come
Yes.
on, tell the people just a little bit without giving all your story away first. Who are you?
All right. So my name is Rich Thames. I live in San Antonio. I've been in San Antonio going on, wow, 8 years now. So been here for quite some time and moved here in 2014 from Okinawa, Japan, me and my family, my wife, my kids. And we just love San Antonio. So we've been here ever since and just enjoying life. I have a 13-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old son, and a 4-year-old son. And my wife and I were both retired Air Force, and we've been in the home-based business, online business space for about 15 years now. So there's a lot going on in our household. Definitely, never a dull moment.
Absolutely. And y'all, he TikTok famous. He being modest, but he is TikTok
uh,
famous. Baby.
I'm having fun on TikTok. Honestly, I'm new to it. I just started like the end of December, but I understand it's like a very good platform to grow your business and to grow a brand and to really connect with people. So it's something that I'm having a lot of fun and just learning a lot and connecting with some awesome people like yourself. So I'm
Thank
thankful for
you.
TikTok because it connects you with the right people at the right time.
Absolutely. And I try to tell my students, like, can you all use your social media for good? You know, just use it for good. So the information that you even put out with your transformation and what you went through with your transplant, all of that is very useful information. It's not mind numbing,
Hmm.
information. And it's with it being Black History Month, I'm very big on and I try to teach my students every day, but I just really pound it into them in February. And I told them, like, you all don't know these people. I was so embarrassed when they said, hey, we don't know Aretha Franklin. We don't know Diana Ross. We don't know these people. And I'm like, don't say that. Like, no, I'm cringing. Um, I'm cringing when they don't know these people. And my classroom theme is the Winter Olympics or just the Olympics period.
Hmm.
So for me to introduce them to Erin Jackson, who just won a gold medal in the 500 meter, and she's a speed skater. To introduce them to Shawnee Davis, to introduce them to Vanetta Flowers, a bobsledder, and to introduce them to, I want to say his name is Jordan Greenway. This boy is no, he is 6'6", 235 pounds, and he's the first African American to play in the Winter Olympics, and they were just blown away. So
Wow.
I love just to be able to, and I wish TikTok would, I guess the people that make it just give that information, and help these kids learn because my
Oh yeah,
goodness,
it's
they
out there though. That's
Yeah.
one thing I'm discovering on TikTok, being new, just trying to kind of navigate through it. I understand there's like some kind of um like a separate space, if you will.
Hmm.
Because I found some very enlightening videos, and when you start clicking on them and liking them, it kind of takes you down that path where you see more of it. So there's some information out there. Sometimes with these social media platforms, they have a way of pushing it back, so it's harder for us to see it. So sometimes we got to get out there and look for it because they're doing certain things that push it back, so we don't find it. But being
Right.
proactive, we go out there and look for it. It's out there, and we got to definitely spread that awareness.
Absolutely. So let's push it. The For Your Page people, let's try to get that out there. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited again to have you here. What's going on, Philip? All right, what's going on? Now let me ask you, Rich.
Hmm.
Do you know about the games? The transplant games? Do you know
No, I don't
about
know
them?
games.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a show in March about the Olympic Games, and Philip is one of those. He's a medalist as well.
Oh,
What's up, Philip?
oh, nice,
So
nice.
yeah, we have quite a few people that have participated in the transplant games, and this year is going to be in. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe San Diego.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be in San Diego. And I'm just looking so forward to. I said I wanted to go. I want to be that. Thanks, baby. I want to go and see what goes on. So we got to connect you with some people so we can get
Oh,
you.
yeah. When is
You
it?
know,
Do you know the dates or the time frame?
listen, Philip, can you help a sister out
Yeah,
or
help a brother out.
attorney?
Where,
Yeah,
where, where, is it? When?
yeah. So okay, so
Thanks,
Philip just
San
said
Diego. Okay,
it is in
nice.
San Diego, but we got to find out when. So if you find out, Philip, just go ahead and put it there. And I promise not to hold him long because he got some things going on. So tell us a little bit of what started your journey, with lupus or
Hmm.
with your kidney. So give us a little bit of that.
Oh, yeah. So it goes hand in hand. I was active duty Air Force, so I moved around a lot. And at the particular time I started really noticing the symptoms that I was dealing with, it was while I was on a deployment to Afghanistan. And
Mm.
during my deployment to Afghanistan, I started breaking out in rashes. And it started just on my arm, and then it was one on my forearm, and then one on my head, and they just kept on spreading out. So I went to see a doctor, but you're in a combat environment, so rashes is not the most concerning thing when you're Afghanistan. So they kind of gave
Mm.
me some cream to deal with it. And when I came back to Japan, where I was stationed, I saw other doctors, but they never could really pinpoint what it was. So they just kept giving me cream, like things to put on it, little topical things, but it kept on coming back more aggressive. So fast forward to 2014, we moved from Japan to San Antonio, Texas, where we live now. So when I finally got back to the States, I asked to see a dermatologist. And when I saw the dermatologist, they were like, "We don't know what this is. We're going to have to do a biopsy to figure it out." So they did the biopsy came back, and the biopsy determined that I had discoid lupus, and that's the skin type of lupus, which is rare. And they were like, "Okay, so you have this. This is what we found. This is why you have these rashes. So we're gonna do some blood work, and we'll give you, something. Just go home and we'll take care of it." So
Mm.
the very next morning, I'm on my way to the gym to PT for my unit, and the doctor calls me. He says, "Sergeant Thames, I need you to stop what you're doing right now and go straight to the emergency room." So I'm like, "What in the world is going on?" He said, "Your labs proved," he just started rambling a bunch of stuff. I have no idea what he was saying, but he said, "You need to stop what you're doing and go to the emergency room right now." So I let my supervisor know what's going on. And I'm like, "All right, I have no idea, but I got to go to the emergency room." So I go to the
And,
emergency room. Oh, go ahead.
and you drove yourself to the
Yeah.
emergency room. With,
Because I was on my way to the gym. So I'm
uh-huh.
literally about to work out as early in the morning when I get this phone call. So I'm on my way to work out, and he tells me that he needs me to go to the emergency room. So I drive myself to the emergency room, and they admit me into the hospital and just start doing all type of blood work and things. And it's a bunch of doctors, probably 8 to 10 doctors at a time, coming in my room, asking me a bunch of questions, trying to figure out what's going on. And they're just looking at me like all of these people studying me, like, and I'm looking at them like, what in the world is going on? And they're trying to figure out how I was functioning the way that I was, because I
Mhm.
had no idea what was going on internally. So some things were happening now that I realized were symptoms, but I didn't know it at the time.
Mm.
I would work out and play basketball. And
Mhm.
when I would play basketball, afterwards, my knees would swell up and I would be in pain for about 2 weeks after a game.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like this excruciating pain. And it's like, man, what's going on? So I would go see a doctor. And he asked me my age and he said, yo, you're getting up there. You can't play basketball your whole life. You got to slow down. So I'm like, okay, I'm just getting older. And other things I would notice, like I'm competitive when it comes to athletics. So when I'm running against other people in my unit, I know I'm faster than them. But
Okay.
running as fast as I can, and these people are still in front of me. I'm like, what's going on? It's like my body's not doing what I know it should do at this point. So it
Mhm.
was little things like that. I just figured, like, man, you getting old, like you lost it or something. I don't know, but I didn't know at the time that my kidney function was deteriorating. So when they
Right.
finally did all the blood work, they said, listen, your kidneys are damaged beyond repair. You only have 30% of kidney function right now. And your white blood cells are off. They just started naming all of these things that were wrong with me, and they didn't know why until they discovered that I also had systemic lupus, which is the internal part, and mine was lupus nephritis, where the lupus, if you're not familiar, is an autoimmune disease, and it actually has your body attacking itself. So it was attacking my kidneys, and I didn't know it till they were at 30%. So that's how
Wow.
everything started for me.
Wow. What a phone call. What
Oh
a
yeah.
phone call to get
Oh
in
yeah.
the morning that everything is breaking down. Like your body needs help.
Yes.
And those subtle signs. So if anybody is watching and maybe whatever he's saying sounds familiar, then maybe you should just reach out to the doctor, go to the doctor, and
It's
this
not
is
gonna
why
hurt.
yeah, we have to come together as a as a community and be able to help each other when it comes to our health, and each one teach one. So that's why I
Absolutely.
love doing this show, because everything that you just said, you mentioned the rash, and that you said it was just all
Mhm.
over your body.
Yep.
No one will say, well, they put a little Aveeno or calamine lotion on it. Was it
Mhm.
itchy? Was it irritating?
Yes, it was very irritating, and it was like it would come up above the skin, so like you would feel it, and it would be very red and very just irritating. And
Mhm.
it would, maybe the cream make it go down a little bit, but when
Mhm.
it came back more aggressive. So it was like it was, just worse. It wasn't getting better. So
Awesome.
yeah, and then it was spreading. So it was just like something that kept on just bothering me. I'm like, I gotta find out why this is happening. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
just accept the answer that, we don't know what it is. So that's why I asked to see a dermatologist, and they finally did the biopsy.
Wow. So let me ask, what was your wife thinking all this time? And let me first say this: thank you for your service. Let me
I
say
appreciate it.
that you
Yes,
being a
ma'am.
vet, we appreciate you. Thank you for what you've done for our country. So, and with your wife being in the military, I know at times you all might have been in separate places. So, what is
Oh, yeah.
what is she thinking at this time?
So I know she's more emotional than me and all of that stuff. So I know she was, freaking out. She was, scared because she didn't know what was going on,
Right.
and it was a crazy time for us because she was actually pregnant with our third child when this stuff was going on.
That's
So
crazy.
it was a lot at once. A lot of stress on her because it was just so much at once. And she's dealing with all kind of different issues, and we had death in the family, and it was just a lot of stuff that we were dealing with at the time, and just kept on adding up and adding up and adding up. So she was
Mhm.
definitely stressed behind it, and worried and all that stuff.
Yeah, I bet. I
Oh yeah.
bet. And having young children, so you're trying to manage your health, your your home-based business, that's
Hmm.
a lot. You know, that
Oh
really,
yeah.
is definitely a lot. Now, one thing that I talk about is how it's very important to know your family history, but
Hmm.
this did not run in your family.
No, so we had no family history of anything like this. No lupus, no kidney issues, none of that stuff. So it was one of the things where, and I was pretty healthy. Um, Other than uh like this issue right now, I'm still very, very healthy. Like my doctors, when they see me now, they said, besides, your kidney issue that you overcame and you got a transplant for, you have nothing wrong with you. So
Mm,
I was very, very healthy before this, but there are some things that I've discovered and just doing my own research and trying to figure out where this come from. And one thing that I know is a common denominator is like I was exposed to a lot of toxic environments during my time overseas. So
okay.
there's a group of us that were in a certain location in Iraq. We were,
Mhm.
in very close proximity to a burn pit where they burn absolutely everything. And we work close to it, we sleep close to it, like we're in direct contact with this stuff our entire time in this overseas location. So there's a lot
Mhm.
of us that have been diagnosed with lupus and cancers and all kind of different diseases. Absolutely.
In the military.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Again, I learn something new every time I do a show. I learn something new. So are you saying that there are more men that has been diagnosed with lupus as well
Yes, ma'am.
and with kidney disease?
Hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. That has a lot to do with it. Hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. See,
Yeah.
that's what I love about this community. It's very supportive of each other. And
Yes.
what's up, Jason?
Hi,
So,
Jason.
absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah.
So Jason is
Wow.
my co-host with Two Guys Six Kidneys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
Steve said you've been missing in action.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
uh, but okay. So there's some more stuff that needs to be talked about with.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
need to
definitely
do.
a story.
Okay, let me make sure I write this down. Let me do a show with military people and
Oh yeah.
and transplants because wow, I think Ray Alexander we talked about that talked about the different things in the military as well. So I have several
Mhm.
people in the military that we perhaps need to have a conversation with about
Yeah.
organ, about transplants and how you all are affected, especially with what you just said. Like that's a huge soundbite.
Oh yeah,
Um,
it is. It's a lot, but it's a lot that a lot of people just don't know because it's not talked about and it's not talked about in the mainstream media. But
yes.
when that military community is very is very well known, and many of us have it documented on our medical records because they're pretty sure that there are going to be some situations that come over this, and it's like they just kind of watch over and see, oh, this is a result of this environment.
Okay, so it's coming back to me now. I remember something orange. It was something. Okay, I'm not gonna go there right now. I'm gonna wait to have the show. I'm waiting to have the show. But I want to say you had some work to do, or you had to start over multiple times because of your doctors. Give us a little bit of that
Yeah, so
information.
yeah, one of the things that is a difficulty when you're dealing with military medical facilities and military doctors is our constant rotating in and out. So I'll be in the process of going to get evaluated to make sure I'm a good candidate for a kidney transplant. And I'm working with a particular doctor, learning about me, figuring out, okay, this is what happened. This is the steps we need to take. And to get to where we need to go, and maybe I'm on step 5 or 6 of that process. And during that process, now that military doctor is no longer at this facility. He moved and he's somewhere else. Now I have a new doctor that has no idea who I am, no idea what I've been through or the steps that we're on, no paper trail. It's like, all right. So now we're starting back over at square one when we were on step 6 over here. And it's like, you go through that period and then it happens again. And it's just frustrating because you know that it's kind of holding back your progress.
Wow. Yeah. That can be very frustrating.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very,
So it makes
wow.
it a task even to get, placed on that transplant list because you might have to deal with situations like that.
Okay. And Steve just told me it was Agent Orange. I knew it was something orange
Oh,
that
okay. That's
had,
what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, had something to do, with the military. But how long did it take you because of, the rollover? How long did it take you to finally get on the transplant list?
So I'm trying to think when everything happened. It seemed like it took forever to me because I was dealing with being on
Right.
dialysis every night, and in a big scope of thing, just talking to other people who've maybe still on dialysis or other people who went through transplants. It wasn't a lot of time. It just seemed like it was a lot of time for me just going through that process because I was medically retired in 2015. 2018 is, I believe, when I started to start dialysis, and it was 2020 when I got the transplant.
Wow.
So, excuse me.
God
I
bless
told you
you.
I have to. Excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Jason will tell you out here in San Antonio, these allergies, whoo, there's something else.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you, Florida ain't no better. I'm telling you, this pollen is crazy. We 80 degrees today. We were 60 degrees yesterday. So imagine that. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with. But we're glad you finally got on the list. So I don't want you to sneeze your head off. So I want to make sure that my daughter says she knows your pain. Yeah, because we
Feel me?
here in Florida.
You feel me?
So I want to get to what are some of the things that you did? What were some of your action plans when you found out that you needed to have a kidney transplant? I know you told me you ended up in Facebook jail a little bit, so give us a little bit of that story.
Okay. So after being on dialysis for a while, I made the decision that I wanted to do peritoneal dialysis because I like to travel and I live a lifestyle that I like traveling. Like I enjoy that. And I didn't want to have to give that up because I'm at a transplant or a dialysis center, 3 days a week. So I chose the peritoneal route so I could take the machine with me and do dialysis with me. So I did that and I enjoyed my life and I said I'm going to live life to the fullest, but at the same time it really wears down on you,
Okay.
especially when me, I'm used to being able to spend time with my friends and family, and if they want to hang out late at night because we're in a different location, we want to hang out late at night. But for me
Mhm.
it was different because I had to be on my machine at a certain amount of time to give
Right.
myself enough time to go through these cycles. So it was like, although I was in the space, I wasn't always in the moment.
Right.
So I realized that although this is a great option and I appreciate it, I don't want to live life like this. I want
Okay.
my life back. I want to be able to have my freedom and I want to be able to really enjoy my life. So I was just pretty much like sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was like, I need to get on a transplant list. I need to get a transplant. Like I want to live a good life, not just, and don't get me wrong, I was appreciative of it, but at the same
Mhm.
time, like Jason said, it's a grind because you have to do this every single night, no nights
Yeah.
off, no days
Right.
off.
Right.
And it's like nine and a half, 10 hours every single night from start to
Mm.
finish. So this is
Wow.
a big part of your life now. And there were some certain things that just you don't think about it until you're in that situation. And it was
Mhm.
just certain things that it was like, man, this is a struggle. And although I'm thankful for it, I don't want to continue like this. I want my life back. So
You went
that was,
into action.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Because I
Okay.
know that I have faith. I believe in God. I believe that God answers prayers, but I also believe that He gives us strength to go out and do our part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of
Right.
times we're praying to God and we're waiting on God, and God is waiting on us to act. He's like, I've given
Okay.
you abilities, I've given you skills, I've given you resources. What are you going to do with the talents and the things that I've given you? So I'm looking at
Mhm.
the situation like, I'm going to do as much as I possibly can. I'm going to let God do what he can do because I know he's going to work this out for me. Just, strengthen up my own faith because at times that faith wearies. That faith
Right.
gets weak, especially when you're in that pain. It's
Yes.
easy when you're going good to say, oh, yeah, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. But when you're in the midst of that pain, it's sometimes difficult to, look on a brighter side. But when you have that faith and you can hold on to that faith, and believe that things are going to work out for the better, it's like, all right, God, you said this. Now I need to do as much as I possibly can to make sure I'm doing my part. I know you're going to do your part. I have faith in you, but let me do as much as I possibly can.
All
So
right. All right, y'all. Let me tell y'all, I'm putting this information in just in case we're gonna pass the collection plate because he just said a word. He just said a word right up and through there. All right. So you went to social media
mm-hmm.
to get your story out, and what happened?
So I back then I was only using Facebook and I started, social media like everybody else to be social. But then when I started, my home-based business, I'm like, this is a great place for me to connect with people that I lost touch with. So she said, took us to church. So I'm like, this is a great place for me to connect with people I lost touch with. And I started using Facebook as my main social media platform. And I have a lot of friends there, and I'm like, if every one of my friends can just help me and share this, I'm like, I know there's somebody out there that's a match for me. And I know that the more people I get it to, the faster, the shorter my wait time will be to get a transplant. So I
Yes.
created a post, and it was just one picture with like my picture, my military picture on there, a picture of me speaking, excuse me, and the facts about kidney donation and all of my information. So they didn't have to ask me a question. If you saw my shirt, you could be a complete stranger, take a picture of that shirt, and all of my information to get on the transplant list for me. So I made it easy for people. Like I made it easy. I put it on one picture and put everything there. I don't want people to have to ask a question or think about it. You see exactly what to do from that picture. So when I posted it, like over 1,500 of my friends shared it and their friends shared it. So it created some buzz on social media. And at the same time, and then it was creating this buzz, I did something stupid. So I like boxing and UFC and fighting and stuff like that. So there was a pay-per-view UFC fight on, and I decided for some reason I want to go Facebook Live, and I'm showing people the fight on my Facebook. And Facebook didn't like that. They didn't like that at all. So Nishana, they shut my Facebook down. So I'm like, oh man, my Facebook got shut down. And I'm sorry to say this, but I'm gonna just be honest on here. It's not the first time I've been in Facebook jail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's not the first time your boy been locked up on Facebook. So I'm like, all right, I've been here, I've done this, you know what I'm saying? I can eat it a little bit. I'm thinking for a couple days or something. And like days go by and I'm still locked out of my account. Now, when they shut down my account, it took away that picture. Jason said I went viral. So it took away that picture. So the picture that I made with all that information is gone. Over 1,500 people shared it, but now it's like they erased it like it didn't exist. I'm like, man, they did Thanos snap on me. Like they completely eliminated my whole
Your business. You go.
they completely erased my whole digital fingerprint. So I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. So I'm like, I'm not gonna let that stop me. So then I created a shirt. So I created a shirt and I had other people sent the picture to other people so they can post it on their social media and get the word out. And people started buying my shirt and posting pictures of my shirt. And I was in Facebook jail for 30 days. I did a 30-day bid in Facebook jail. Like that's lightweight, like Facebook prison. I didn't even jail no more. Like I did a whole month.
They shut you down, sir. They shut you
like
down.
Facebook. Yeah, I'm like, I don't play around with Facebook no more. I learned my lesson. but
Terrible.
Yeah, but when they finally let me out of jail, like I really like I went to work though. Like I had to find an email for them. Like you can't call anybody at Facebook. Trying to get a hold of somebody at Facebook is like trying to get a hold to the president. Like to call the president and get them to answer. Like it ain't happening. Like Facebook don't. And I'm like, this is crazy. But I keep on finding these channels and I'm emailing them. I'm apologizing. I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Like, I was stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. Please give me my account back because I'm trying to save my life with my Facebook account. So after
Right.
30 days, I get it back and the picture comes back.
There you
So
go.
that's how I
Hmm.
got the word
So for the people that are waiting and perhaps need to use your strategy, but not the UFC fighting, y'all. Don't do
out.
it during the fight. All right.
Yeah.
So
Stay out of
you
it.
all listen, and you all are going to get this for free. Now I have almost 4,000 friends on Facebook. I need all 4,000 of you all to share this story. Okay, just go ahead and share. If he got 1,500, come on, guys. I could use 1,000. I could use 500 of my friends to just share this broadcast. I'll be grateful, and then y'all go over to my YouTube and connect the transplant talk as well. But give them what you had on your picture. So if anybody else is thinking about doing that, then that could help them too. And then we could get to your living donor.
Absolutely. So I had pictures of me on there, one in my military uniform and another one of my business, like me speaking in business. Cause I those are like my two main backgrounds. Like I did 14 years in the military and now it's over 15 years in business. So I serve my country, but I also serve people. And those are really the main people I'm connected with on Facebook anyway, like my brothers and sisters in arms that I've met over the years serving and my business partners and people that I really know. Like I have a lot of people on social media that I really, really know. Like they know me, they've seen me before, we met before,
Oh,
not
okay.
just people that we connected with. Of course, I have those as well, but I have a lot of close people that I actually have relationships with on Facebook. So I put
Okay.
those pictures on there because when strangers see them, you know, a lot of times if you just have words, they it really doesn't connect with them. But when they
Mm-hmm.
see that face of a person and they see, different aspects about the picture, and then that person that's sharing it, they have a story connected to me. A lot of them, they
Right.
weren't just, putting a picture out there. They're actually sharing a story of something I did to impact their lives or something about our relationship. So when other people are reading it, they're not just saying, oh, this is a person that needed a transplant. They're like, this is a person that helped this person, or this is a person that this person has a relationship with. So it made that connection. So it kind of bridged that gap that I'm not a stranger to the people that are seeing it. I'm a
Okay.
friend of a friend.
Okay.
So it kind of puts
Okay.
you in a different light.
Okay. So did you put your blood type, you put where you were,
Yep, I
like
put
what
everything. So
okay.
my name, my full government name, like my everybody knows me as Rich Thames. Like that's what I go by. That's like my business name is Rich Thames, but my government name is Richard. And I put my middle initial, everything in there. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
So you
My
want
date
them
of
to
birth.
know.
Yeah, I don't want them to have to ask a question. Everything that's required for them to know that, hey, I want to donate to Rich, I put it on there. So my full name, my date of birth, my blood type, the hospital that I'm listed at, and the website that they can go to, because it's a direct website that they click on that website and they just put in that information. I'm here for Richard Thames, 22280, A positive, and they go through that process. And now they know that this person is willing to donate on my behalf.
Okay.
Yep. So I put
Yeah.
everything on it. So listed some statistics, about 19 people die every single day waiting on a transplant.
Right.
So that's something that I didn't know until I was in that position. Now
Right.
since I had a driver's license, I was always listed as an organ donor. It's
Mhm.
just my mentality. Like if I gotta go and I can give it to somebody else, I can't use it. Go ahead. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
That was just my
Right.
mentality. Even at 16, when I first got my driver's license, but I
Mhm.
never looked into the process of donating an organ, especially being a living donor,
Mhm.
until I was in need of an organ.
Isn't
So
it? That's true. That's always the case.
that. So I
Right.
put on there, 19 people die every day waiting on an organ transplant. I
Mhm.
also put on there 22. Wow. So the
Yeah.
number jumped since I made that shirt.
Yeah.
So also put on there that donating a kidney will not affect your health. Yeah, you'll still be healthy. And it's, just little things that people have questions about, because even my donor, they have questions about things like, what's going to happen to me?
Right,
I don't want to just have one kidney, you know what I'm saying?
right,
But they
right.
understand that you can function 100% with just one kidney. God knew exactly what he was doing when he designed us. And there
There
are
you
some
go.
things that when you start learning about our bodies, it's like, how can you not believe in a God? When you
Mm,
understand how the insides of us are working, like,
right.
you can't orchestrate this. You know what I'm saying?
No human could have done that. No,
Yeah.
it has to be a higher power. So since you
Oh yeah.
brought us, that's a good segue into who helped give you a second chance. Who helped give you that? So let's talk about this wonderful man that
This is
said
a
yes by these 1,500 people sharing your story on Facebook. So tell us about this wonderful young man.
okay. So I'm gonna take you back. So I'm gonna take
Okay.
you back, some several years before I get to his story, because you
Oh,
got to understand the backstory. So
okay.
the person, I'll tell you a little bit. The person that donated a kidney to me, his name is Tim Bartlett. He lives in Dallas, Texas, and
Okay.
the way that I met him, this time I'll take you back. So it's back in 2007. We're stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. We're young in the Air Force, enjoying life, not looking for anything extra to do. And my wife's Air Force mentor is super excited about this business. This lady calls us up, wants to share the business with her. I've seen home-based businesses before. I said thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to watch it. My wife went to watch it without me. She comes back excited. And after about 2 weeks of this woman just refusing to not let me not watch the video, I finally say, okay, I'm gonna watch it just so you leave me alone. So when I watch the information, it actually makes sense to me. I say, you know what, this makes sense. We're gonna do it. All it was a way for us to save money on the things we're buying anyway from the same places. And if we chose to, we could share with others and they would pay us for the referrals. So I'm like, I don't see a way for us to lose in this. So, go ahead. Right after we signed up, no, before we joined, I just came back from a deployment to Iraq. So I just left Balad, Iraq, where we're getting mortared every single day. They're trying to kill us.
Mhm.
And right after we joined, my wife gets shipped to the place I just survived.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So needless to say, things were kind of crazy in our household.
Right.
So we didn't do anything with the business right away. But while she's overseas, she's shopping online for the things that she needs. I started getting checks in the mail just from that. So that,
Mhm.
is how we started that business. So we started a home-based business and we became very successful with it over the years. Now, the crazy thing about it, I'm gonna tell your viewers a story that I told you yesterday. When the person that showed this video to me, he was a complete stranger. I didn't know him. I didn't know him from Adam. His name is Adam. So he came to my house on a Sunday afternoon. I'll never forget it. It was Sunday afternoon after church. I had a routine. We would go to church. After church, we go get something to eat. After we get something to eat, take your little nap. And after your nap, you get your uniform and stuff ready for the next week. You get yourself ready for the next work week. This dude woke me up out of my nap. My good nap, right, Shonda? My good
Yeah.
nap. I mean,
Yeah.
slobber coming down. You know what I'm
Whoa.
saying?
Oh, yeah. That was good. That was good.
So,
Good.
oh yeah, good nap. So I didn't want him to be there, but lo and behold, he changed my life when he showed me that.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna sign anything today. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna pray on it. I'll tell you tomorrow. The next day, when this dude called me, I was cleaning up, just doing some random cleaning up. I got a playlist that plays while I do my cleaning. Right before
Mhm.
the phone rang, God's trying to tell you something from the movie The Color Purple came on my
Uh-huh.
playlist. So
Come
God
on.
tell you something that's playing while my phone is ringing. I don't believe in coincidences. I knew that was
Okay.
God telling me, hey, you know what to do. So
Okay.
we started business. So over the years, we became very successful in the business. And the person that donated a kidney for me, he was seeing this post. And this dude kept on seeing my post and my picture because we have a lot of the same friends. We're in the same circle. We're in the same business. Now, we're not
Mhm.
buddy friends. We know who each other are because we're both top income earners. So we end up in the same room a lot of the times. We're at these different events. So we're not close friends, but I've done calls for him. He's done calls for me. We helped each other out. We know who each other are. We both have a basketball, love for basketball. So we have some things in common. But he's seeing this post and he's seeing it. He keeps on seeing it. And he just, swipes through and ignores it. He's telling me this. He swipes through and ignores it. And he goes to church one day. And while he's at church, the message is about showing love to your neighbor, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And God spoke to him and told him that you're a match for Rich Thames. You need to go get donated or go get tested so you can give him a kidney. God spoke to this man and told him that he was a match for me. Now
Wow.
he's seeing my post and he's just swiping past it. He's not paying attention, but is doing something in that subconscious brain. The Holy Spirit knew that he's going to see this thing over and over and over again. He got that confirmation. So this guy lives in Dallas. I live in San Antonio. That's 4 hours away. He doesn't call me. He doesn't tell me anything. There's a lot of people, and this is just, I'm gonna just throw this out there. In the business that we're in, sometimes people look more at what they can get from you. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say, oh, I donate a kidney to Rich, but I know if I donate a kidney to him, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do this for me. He gonna do that for me. Like we're thinking about these things because people think like this.
Right.
But this dude doesn't tell me anything. Like there's a lot of people. Hey, what's up, Camille? There's a lot of people that are calling me and saying, hey man, I'm gonna donate to you. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This dude doesn't say a word to me, but he takes action. He drives from Dallas, Texas, 4 hours one way, 4 hours one way to San Antonio, Texas. This dude has a fear of needles, faints at the sight of blood, doesn't watch things that have hospital scenes in there. He's squeamish, but he drove 4 hours one way, donated, I don't know how many vials of blood, went through so many tests to find out he's 100% match for me. And he calls me. He calls me, Shonda. He calls me the day after Thanksgiving and tells me, hey, I'm giving you a kidney.
Wow. Won't he do it? Okay, come on.
Won't he do it?
Come on.
Months later, went through with the process. Wow. Here's the thing. When I went through that process to go from an inactive list to an active list, they told me when I sat there with them at that final evaluation, and they was like, for your blood type, your average wait time for a kidney is 3 to 5 years. From the time that I made that Facebook post to the time that I got the transplant was 5 months.
Come on.
So 3 to 5 years, no, 5 months. Like you can't put a time on what my God can do.
Come on. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? When man, like, and I knew that it was going to happen quick because I was fed up. I was sick and tired. I was like, this is not the way I want to live. Like, I want my life back. I want to be able to move like I want to move. And I knew he was going to do it. I just didn't know how he was going to do it. And he did it through a man named Tim Bartlett that I would have never known if years ahead, Adam never showed up at my door and showed me this business.
Come on. Look, and it was just set up. The setup was already there.
Yeah,
and you was
from the beginning.
Yeah.
He orchestrated all of this. He knew. He knew.
Oh, come on.
He knew.
Come on.
Planted that seed when I'm getting that phone call that God is trying to tell you something.
That's
like you cannot tell me that God does not exist. Like, and that's the thing about it. Like, when you have experiences, like I have experiences, wow, 6 to 8 years. Don't believe it. That's what I want to tell you. Don't believe it. And it's, I'm going to be honest, it's easier said than done, but you got to have that faith. And there were some times where, honestly, I came out of the doctor's office with tears in my eyes because of the things they were telling me. And it's like they plant these seeds of fear and doubt, and you got to be careful what you receive. So I had to start rebuking doctors, and I would rebuke them to their face, and they don't like that. But at the same time, you are a man. I serve a God. And the God that I serve, you know what I'm saying? You don't got the final say. You have an opinion, sir. You have an opinion. You are practicing medicine. That's a great physician. So you can't compare to what he's telling me. And it's hard because you hear those things and you want to believe doctors because they went to school and all this stuff, but you got to have that faith and you got to dig deep down inside to overcome some of that stuff, because I had some of the most negative doctors that say some crazy things to you. And it's like, man, I can't believe like you're a doctor. Like, I can't believe that you're a doctor. Like, somebody need to take this man's license. Like, for real.
Right. Now, I almost called him a preacher too, Camille, because he brings me. And look, I know how he feels already. So I'm trying to
Man,
like, well, let me not let him be on here too long. But God
nah, I'm
is
good.
using him. God is
We can go
using
as
him
long as you
right
need to
now.
know. Yeah, you can
God
go
is
as
using
long as you
him.
need to
Yeah,
go.
and what I can say, yeah, he preaching. What I can say is, um, we're gonna have a part two. We're gonna have him and his living donor
Yeah,
on
you
this.
gotta have
I
him
know
on here.
I gotta have part two because you gotta see because as you can see now we two African Americans, but your
Hmm.
living donor was what?
Yeah, he's a white boy.
White boy. Your living,
Yeah,
so
that's my brother. You can't tell me nothing. That you
right.
can't tell
So
me nothing. Here's the thing, and let me preach a little bit more because y'all got me on my soapbox now. Now,
uh,
here's the thing. Like we're actually in the final stages, like we're in the editing stages of writing our book together, me and Tim. It's
mm,
called To Love. And here's the thing, like you got to think about all this craziness that we deal with in the world today. All of
mm-hmm,
these, this political culture of cancel culture, all of this, them versus us, white versus black, all of this stuff. Man,
mm-hmm,
all of that is orchestrated by the enemy. All of
absolutely.
that is orchestrated by the enemy. Y'all have to understand that, you know, the color of our skin don't separate us. It's the color of the blood that's running through us. We all got that blood. We all got that same blood. We all got that same blood. And if you got that blood of Christ running through you, like we connected. And a lot of times
Absolutely.
we have these things, and here's the thing that I understand. We all live off of our past circumstances, our past situation, our past experiences. So a lot of times we got some trauma that we went through that make us think the way we think or feel the way we feel. And it don't
Right,
matter what color your skin is, that's just a reality. But when we can
right,
sit and have that conversation and really open up the channels of communication where we can understand each other, like there is absolutely nothing that we can't do. So this book is more about unity, more about love, because if we're gonna keep it real on here, and then Shauna, you know the same, you know the real. Like
right.
all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I'm saying? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. So we
Come
can have
on.
the same color skin and you be against me. And it's like, come on, y'all, we gotta stick together. But everybody ain't
Absolutely.
gonna be like that. If it might be
Right.
somebody else that they might have that other shade, but they still have that love of Christ and that love of fellow man in their heart. And those be the people that step up. So we got to recognize that and realize that if we work together, there's absolutely nothing that can stop us. And that's why I'm thankful that he put us in each other's lives and gave us this story, because it's going to bring so many people together because they can see, what I'm saying? They can see the act of love. A lot of people can say, oh man, I
Mhm.
love you, this and that. But, how do you show that? Love is an action word. How do you
Action.
show that?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we
Let
gotta
me tell y'all something now. Yeah, Cash App is save 1,000 lives. Y'all go ahead and send a love offering for my brother.
drop it. Drop
Because
it.
he done, he broke it down. He definitely broke it down. And yeah, shout out to his living donor because he go,
Absolutely.
he's gonna be on the show, y'all. And
Oh, yeah.
we'll have definitely have part two. I thank you so much. And actually we'll save what happened on that day. Because you gave us so much. So we're gonna leave a little cliffhanger so
There
that
we
we
go.
can come back and do this. Yeah, and I'm my classmates. Come on, Arthur. How you
Come
doing,
on
brother?
now. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So and I know you've seen Jonathan, Hope with Jonathan.
Uh-huh.
He's
Oh,
also
yeah.
he's a kidney
Oh, yeah.
recipient
I'm
and
connected with Jonathan.
he
Oh,
finally
yeah.
got it. So
That's a blessing
thank
right
you,
there.
Camille. Thank you, Camille. Absolutely. I thank y'all. Listen, I need, okay, I'm going to ask. He had 1,500 of his friends. I'm going to ask 500 of my friends. Y'all go
Share
ahead
the
and
video,
share
y'all.
this. Go to YouTube and click on the show. Anybody that's on here, I have it already in the descriptions for you all to go in and be a part of, Transplant Talk with Nashonda. I would greatly appreciate it. Go to YouTube, find us, like us, ring the bell, and subscribe because we're going places. When I say I plan on reigning in 2022,
Come
this is
on
what I
now.
mean. Y'all see, I done changed the look up. I'm looking more like my mama Gwen today. And I know she's saying, look at my baby. But yes, I'm looking like my mama because she got the color hair, so I got the color hair too.
There you go.
I'm a product of Gwen and Major. And thank you so much, Mr. Rich. I appreciate
No
you so much
problem.
for bringing it,
Thank
taking
you.
us to church.
Thank
And
you.
we're going to leave them wanting more because we're going to make sure that we get your boy on here. So we're gonna
Yeah,
definitely
of
try to
course
do
we will.
something in March or April, and
Yes, ma'am.
definitely for April. And oh, did you see the date? Let me see. He said I would love to have Rich on my panels. You see, I'm talking about this. How we network. This
Oh
how we
yeah,
network here
absolutely.
with Transplant Talk. Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Connect with me, Philip. Connect with me on any social media platform.
Absolutely. I'll make sure I put that back up. And Philip told us the dates for it was in July. Or okay, yeah, July 29th through August 3rd. That's when the transplant games are.
Okay. Yes, I'm
That's when it's,
definitely that. I
yeah,
gotta put it in my calendar.
yeah, in San Diego. In San
Oh yeah.
Diego.
I've
Uh,
never been to
uh
San Diego either. So
Yeah, San
forward
Diego
to it.
during that time. So, guys, listen. If you all don't have any more praises to give to my brother today, and thank you, Steve. I didn't know you all were connected until we
Oh yeah.
started doing the pre-interview. I thank everybody for
Yeah.
watching the show, for sharing the show. Again, I need 500 friends and everybody
Come on,
that's on
y'all.
here watching
It
to
costs you
share
$0 to share it. It
it.
costs you $0 to share it. It don't cost you anything to support your friend. Y'all got to understand this. Come on, I'm gonna preach a little bit more.
But
Forgive me because
don't preach to them too bad because they're gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure.
like this is it, y'all. It costs y'all $0 to support your friend and help get the word out. Doing something positive, doing something that's making an
Positive.
impact. Come on,
That's what
y'all.
we doing. That
Let's
that's
do it.
what and Camille say that's her hometown. So
Yes, in
get
San
out there.
Diego.
Yes. So y'all, we gonna leave you now. I gotta get up early because y'all know I gotta go to the kids tomorrow. Thank God it's
Bless you.
Friday. It's
God bless you.
Friday. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to retire. So we need to talk. I'm
We're gonna
trying to
make it
retire. All right.
happen.
So until next time, guys, until next week, remember, organ donation does more than just save lives. It also changes lives. Look at the lives that were changed. Look at all the people that have been on the show, guys. We've done over 75 shows. Over
Wow.
75 shows. So we're here. We're gonna go stronger. I'm gonna be syndicated. I'm gonna put it out there.
Come on
We're
now.
gonna, and I'm gonna have Rich with me too. So
Come on. Let's do it.
we're gonna we're gonna be syndicated. So Transplant Talk with Nashana Transplant Nation. Thank you all for watching. God bless you all. And please, if you're trying to get in contact with him, just hit him up. And that's all we got. I wanted to make sure I put your information back up there again. Find him on TikTok.
Thank
Same
you.
with other lives is on TikTok as well. Y'all go ahead and like and share there. So until next time, my people, God bless you. Let me find my video. God bless you all and good night. Stay right there, Philip. Rich, I'm sorry. Stay right there.